El Gato in the Super Chat asked a question. Are y'all scared of the difference between Ben Johnson and John?
Mr. Johnny Moe.
Yeah.
Johnny Moe.
Okay, you guys said no. Terry, where were you at with it?
I'm a definite no. They've had Johnny Morton on layaway.
People forget that.
Yeah, he's been on layaway for years.
He helped create this offense.
Right. He did. And so my thing is, I want players. Is St. Brown going to start dropping passes? Is Sam Laporta going to stop getting open? Is Jahmyr Gibbs going to stop being fast? No, all that stuff is there. This offense is still going to be dynamic. Johnny Morton helped create this offense. He is John Gruden came in because people love John Gruden.
Mm-hmm.
He came in and said, "This guy is as sick as me."
Yep.
In other words, he's in the film room and he's looking up stuff, trying to create stuff. So it's not going to be a dramatic change. Now, the way they do things will look different, but it's still going to be the same offense. Dan Campbell is still going to say, hey, yo, it's 4th and 1. We're going for it.
Damn right.
Come up with a play. That's not going to change. Dan Campbell's the one that creates the opportunities for Ben Johnson to be successful. Ben Johnson is not the only offensive coordinator in the United States of America.
They act like it, though.
I know.
I'm trying to tell you.
Okay. Here's where I am. I'm not worried that there's going to be a fall off or things are going to be massively worse or anything like this. I will say this. The ceiling. You know what I'm saying? Like the ceiling. I think that Ben Johnson would provide a higher ceiling if we were stacking up the two coordinators. I do believe that. Okay. Now, that being said, can Johnny Morton grow into that? Of course he can. Of course he can. And he's familiar with it. He knows these.
He's called plays.
It's not like, you know, we got this kid off the street to do it.
Right.
All right? It's more than capable dude. I will say, though, will he have to grow into the way Ben Johnson would call plays without fear, without hesitation, would dial up. And it isn't just the trick play thing. Oh, what about the trick play against the Washington game? Yeah, what about the 8 other times that you couldn't get enough of it?
Right, you loved it.
You loved it. You thought about it at night when you were looking in the mirror, and you know where I'm going with that. What about all those times? Okay? So that being said, will he have that in him to start?
I think he does.
You know what I'm saying, Terry? To just say, you are not stopping this play right now that I'm about to dial up.
I have one thing to say. Will he call on 3rd and 1 when he's shoving the ball down somebody's throat on the ground? Will he not only have an empty backfield on 3rd and 1, but then pass to boot? Is he going to do that? No. Ben Johnson did.
Right.
Which shows that he's not perfect.
But it worked, Terry.
It didn't work.
Well, in the playoff game, it didn't work.
Well, I mean,
playoffs. Because let me sing a little song to you. The only thing that's going to matter this year is the Lions in the playoffs.
Correct.
So that is what I'm looking at. Now, let me tell you something stupid that the flagship is doing. They're doing, are they going to take a step back? They're going to win 11 games. That's a step back. How about this? What if they win 11 games and make it to the NFC Championship game, which is the playoffs? That's not a step back. This is a season where only the playoffs matter.
That's the space we're in.
Right, because if the Lions win 12 games, people go, they're taking a step back, they're not as good. If they win 15 games again, well, yeah, but last year they lost in the first round. If they win 9 games, it's like, well, they stink and they're not going to make a playoff run. So it doesn't matter what the Lions do in the regular season. People are going to bitch about it. And they're going to say, point to the playoffs. Yeah. What you going to do then?
And I look at when, we had Allen Robinson, former Detroit Lions wide receiver, on the heavyweights, 5-7, Monday through Friday. Shout out. We were talking to him about a lot of different things, the moving parts of the offense. And when we asked him, we were like, do you think – are they going to be concerned with, or is there going to be a big drop-off after losing Ben Johnson because he's such a great offensive mind and, like, moving to Johnny Morton? He's like, no. It was immediate. no like thought about it, just immediate reaction. He's like, no, they'll be fine. Like Jared Goff knows the offense like the back of his hand. They're going to be fine. He was more concerned, and I am still a little bit more concerned about the loss of Frank Ragnow. I think that is a much bigger impact on this offense than losing Ben Johnson. I think that
1,000,000%.
If something goes wrong this year with the offense, it's going to be because of that.
1,000,000%.
In other words, players.
Yeah,
Elite
right.
players.
Woodward Sports chat thread. Mish Sports says, how many games are Lions fans screaming about Ben's third quarter play calling? Lance, Morton would have called a better playoff game, 100%. Ben Johnson crashed in the biggest moments. Okay, fuck that. Rams playoff game.
Yeah.
Life on the line. Remember that play?
Oh, yeah.
3rd and 8, whatever it was?
Yeah.
Remember that play? The biggest Lions play in 40 years.
It's a fact.
I like that play call. Did you like that play call?
Yeah.
A man cried in the stadium on national TV.
I cried.
Yeah,
Here
I would have
in the
cried
studio.
too.
Benny cried here.
This shit was crazy.
I teared up
Yeah.
like sitting in Washington, D.C. Like sitting with George Blaha watching the game.
Shout out.
I teared up about that. 100%. Did he come through then? Like, stop with that dumb shit right there. Because you're not getting that.
All right, but he didn't have his mind on another job at that time. So he could
Oh,
think more
Terry,
clearly.
come on,
Yeah.
Terry.
You don't think?
Terry,
Wait, stop! No, stop!
Terry.
You don't think in that Commanders
Uh-oh.
game
Shit.
he was
No,
thinking about his
not
next
for a
job.
second, Terry.
Uh-oh.
Not for a second. Do
Uh-oh.
you think in the fourth quarter of that game he's like, man, we got to get back in this football game. I'm just going to call this end-around pass to J-Mo because I got to worry about what I'm doing in Chicago
Right.
next year. Not for a second, Terry. Come on, you know
Maybe
better than
not that, but he's thinking, okay, my shit don't stink. I'm Ben Johnson. Everybody wants me. I want to show on TV that I do deserve a head coaching job. So I'm just gonna, call whatever.
No.
I do think
No.
he let his guard down. And you can go, all you want. I'm not changing my mind. I believe that man let his guard down because he was thinking about getting a head coaching job.
Combat Legs. Ben Johnson is an effing bum. So we're back to this now again.
Come on,
No,
you already.
So
you know
we're-
how
you-
that's how Lions fans
Right,
are.
come on, Neil.
And yeah,
You
it's
know
fuck
that.
Ben Johnson forever because he's a Bears coach now.
No,
but
that's right.
You could still say that he's a fantastic offensive mind. And I look at the Commanders game, and I see it both ways. I can see he was distracted a little bit for sure. I don't think you can quit like that. Is a huge life decision, and so that was on his mind at some point. But also, I know what you're talking. That play call on that 3rd and 1 is what they've done all year. It's how they ran their offense all year. It's what got them to where they were, and it would have worked if Amon-Ra St. Brown didn't stumble at the line of scrimmage. It would have been wide open for a touchdown, but Amon-Ra tripped out of his break. Jared Goff couldn't make the throw because he wasn't there, and sack fumble happened.
Yep.
And that's what ruined it, because even if it wasn't there, if Jared Goff gets sacked and it's 4th and 3, they're going to run the ball and probably get the first down. So
And
I
then we
can
would
see
be like,
both
oh,
sides.
Ben Johnson,
Yeah,
man.
I don't hate the play call because that was their offense. That's how they played football, and that's how they got to the point they were
But
at.
in a situation, you're not kicking somebody's ass the way that they were kicking the Commanders' ass on the ground. And you had Jahmyr Gibbs, who was unstoppable.
That is true. He's averaging like 7 yards.
So
a carry.
let's go
Yeah.
away from that and let's come up with some bumble-ass pass play in a situation like that. You ask anybody who's a lineman or running back or on that offense, how do you if you're kicking somebody's ass, do you want to continue to do that? Yes, because we know we can. We know they can't stop the run. But then after that play failed, Jared Goff, in my mind here, Neil, don't scream at me. Oh, you can. I don't give a
All
damn.
right.
But Jared Goff was in the mindset, I got to score 14 points every time we have the ball.
Defense
And
was
that's,
pretty
Yeah, he was
bad.
pressing.
That led to his mistake.
He was pressing, yeah.
Yeah,
And
and-
he was concussed.
Right,
But
partially,
he
yeah,
still
for
turned the
sure.
ball over 4 times. Three.
Lance in the chat. I'm not talking about the game you won. I'm talking about the one we lost. Oh, how convenient.
Yeah.
Worst call game ever.
Yeah,
So bad
everybody
it seemed
talk about
rigged.
that one.
Okay, that's stupid. So bad it seemed rigged.
Yeah. But let's.
And the Lions were running the ball at a very high clip, right, against that team, and they did. And the team that the Commanders played next was the Eagles, who had just as good of an offensive line and running game as the Detroit Lions, with one of the best lines in the league and Saquon Barkley. The Lions ran the ball more than the Eagles did, and the Eagles blew them out by 30 points because they didn't turn the ball over.
It's a very simple game.
If the Lions wouldn't have turned the ball over, they would have blown the Commanders out.
Yeah. Twice. And like that like the JMO play, like they're down, that's fourth quarter.
Yeah.
What, 10-ish minutes left? What was it? Do you remember?
The JMO play?
Yeah.
That was third quarter.
That was the only one where I was like, all right, that Ben Johnson, what the fuck?
Yeah, that just wasn't smart in that moment.
They were down.
That was the third quarter.
They were down 3 scores.
At that time, you didn't
three
trust
scores.
JMO.
Yeah.
He was a mental midget. You didn't trust him.
But also,
and now you got to have him reading a defense.
Yeah, and that's what, and also like throughout the year, obviously there were a lot of trick plays. There were a lot of guys throwing balls. Every single time they interviewed somebody and they were like, this offense is fun, but who shouldn't throw a pass in this offense? Everybody was like, JMO. It should not be JMO. JMO should not. And I saw him roll out there. I was like, God damn it.
Yeah.
And it's also on him, though. Ben Johnson for calling the play, but also JMO's got to tuck it.
Yeah,
you can't throw into double
ain't
coverage,
there.
brother. But it was just that was a bad play call. I agree on that.
You had a guy who was not in his right mind at that time because JMO was still going through stuff. We didn't trust him. The coaching staff didn't truly trust him. But now you put him in a position where he's got to read a defense. He's got to carry you through a very crucial time. Not doing it.
Sideless in the super chat. Ben called a pass on Craig's TD rush versus the Buccaneers on 4th down. Craig just grabbed the ball and said, "Not today, Ben." Has anybody heard that?
That was the wrong play. That is true. When I don't know if it was he called the pass or I think it was supposed to be a run for DeAndre Swift, but he checked out of it and let Craig run, or whoever it was.
Yeah.
Let Craig Reynolds come in, whether it was Gibbs or Swift or whatever year it was. But it was supposed to be the other running back in there, but Craig came in and he just took it.
Okay.
I don't know if it was a different play call, but I know it was supposed to be for a different back.
Yeah, but Neil, we kind of got away from the question, and you were saying would Johnny Moe have those kind of balls to make those play calls, and just like why?
I just think it's human nature, because it's human nature at the beginning when you're in a new role on a team in an organization that's had success. That's human nature. Anybody's done that. If you're a manager in a business setting, have you walked in that door and made the same calls that you've made throughout your time? No, like you don't feel comfortable doing that.
True, but it's the same team, the same players. But
he's still a human being, though.
No, I get it, but they are elite players. Why wouldn't you just trust your players in that instance? I wouldn't be afraid to call shit with this offense.
But see, you're putting the wrong person's hands. It's Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell's gonna go up. Okay, I'm putting my balls in a vice now.
Right.
It's 4th and 1. This is the biggest play of the game. Give me your best running play, or give me your best pass play. Let's do this. We're doing this shit right now.
Yeah.
That's where the belief comes in. It comes from Dan Campbell.
True.
He's the one that's going to embody him to make a play and trust him. And you know what? If he comes up with a badass play that he knows will fail, Dan Campbell will change it. So we ain't running that.
What about in the NFC Championship game on the 4th down? That was a Ben Johnson call.
It was.
Did it work?
It would have. Josh Reynolds. It was on him.
User error.
Yep.
He's at the mercy of user error.
He wasn't distracted.
Terry, stop.
I agree with Terry.
I'm not.
You guys both stop.
There was definitely some of that there. You can't say that's the biggest decision he's ever made in his entire life. Like that you can't just tune that out as much as you want to.
No, dude.
And it was already made, and he was by all accounts already trying to create his coaching staff.
When that game's going on, you literally have everything in your life tuned out.
Yeah,
you literally do.
But
you
the
literally
lead
do.
up to it, you don't. And that's just as important as in the game.
But if it was already made, why would he be thinking about it during the game? He already knew he was going to
calling
Chicago.
coaches and saying, who wants to be my DC?
Yeah, but you kind of have to do that.
When the game was going on, like people are sitting here.
They act like he called in.
Hey,
you want to be on the Bears coaching staff?
Chicago management. Hold on, I got to call this play.
Right, like
where are we going? What's the story
here? You
here?
guys are taking it too far. Like I said, I don't think it was like that. I don't think that he called a bad game or he threw it or anything like that. But it's definitely in his mind. He's definitely a little distracted because that's the biggest thing that's ever happened to him.
All right, fellas.
Erica in the chat asked a question. So if they lose with Johnny Morton, will he be the problem then? Well, no, that doesn't fit your narrative.
Depends on how they lose.
Yeah, right. It does depend.
Well, they'll lose because the play doesn't work, right?
Right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
If they lose because of play calling, then yeah, that would be his
Well,
fault.
when is it because of play calling?
When it is.
When the plays fail.
When do the
play
plays
doesn't
fail?
work.
When
the play doesn't work.
yeah.
Okay, so it's on Johnny Morton then.
It depends.
It depends on what happens. Yes, if the plays don't work and the play calling is bad, that would be on Johnny Morton.
Well,
Yes.
what constitutes if the play calling was bad?
We just said if the plays don't work. If it's,
What constitutes if the plays don't
I
work?
tell you what.
If it's first and 10 and you run the ball 3 times in a row every single time, that's bad play calling. Like I think we know what bad play calling is, and if it's that, then yeah, it's his fault
Seems pretty subjective though. Like if you had a narrative, it'd be pretty easy to fit.
for sure.
Okay, that's all I wanted to hear. All right.